Hello and welcome everyone back to another Calvin Crypto video. I hope you guys are doing well, and today we are back with another banger video giving you guys the latest and greatest of news. More specifically, we're going to be covering the bullish events happening behind HEX and EHEX and why I believe history will repeat itself. PHEX is extremely bullish, and I urge everyone to not overlook it and jump into the shiny new object, which I understand in Pulse right now we are popping off having 100 million daily volume, which is absolutely crazy. But do understand that sometimes newer projects doesn't necessarily equate to more gains. We're talking about the blue chips of PulseChain, a cycle 1 blockchain, guys. This is the best place to be in this altcoin season, which I still believe we will have a flourishing altcoin season. I think all the events that we're seeing there is just impedance to the altcoin, which I talked about in the previous video. I'm referring to tweets like this from bigger influencers, guys. You'd think that people who have more followers, have more reach, are actually giving better advice or they're more credible, right? But I'm telling you, be careful because you have to choose wisely who you listen to, okay? And you know what? I'll even say this about myself. Don't just watch my videos. Watch Sami, watch, Crypto Coffee, watch Dr. Hexologist, watch Coexistence Stephen, watch Saint Wolf. Big shout out to all of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, understand different people's thought process, but for some reason, I don't know why these people with a high number of followers, they just like to fearmonger people, instill fear in all of us. I don't know, it's because they want to sound different so they can get clicks and likes. This is not the good way of clickbaiting. You know what I mean? Look at my titles. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good type of clickbaiting. Okay. At the same time, I'm always optimistic. I'm actually optimistic in every single video. I've never been bearish about PulseChain literally since day one when I started looking into PulseChain from August of 2023. And I sacrificed, by the way, I sacrificed in PulseX in the previous bull run. I put some of my profits in PulseX. Not a lot, don't get me wrong. I was holding it in Bitcoin, but I sacrificed. And I knew it was bullish, guys. It's never been done before. Remember, we have crazy narratives. HEX, the legacy HEX, never been done before, guys. And Richard Heart, the man himself, knows a lot about Bitcoin, Ethereum. I've actually been watching his previous interviews with John McAfee, Roger Ver. I think there was one that was like a debate with Peter Schiff. I think that's his name. It's very exciting stuff. I urge everyone to watch it. But without further ado, I'm just going to try to say, be careful from listening to people like this, giving you guys the wrong advice. Okay. Either way, I was going to say, if you become a YouTube member, you have access to my members exclusive video where I talk about the psychology of a market size cycle, which most of my members watch them because, I'm telling you, I'm going to quickly show you a snippet here, which usually is just on members exclusive video. There will be 2 altcoin season waves. The stuff that we're seeing right now, as you can see, we're going off track. That's just an impedance. Okay. It's not going to stifle or reduce expectations from this altcoin season. Plus, we're still on track to be in a super cycle. When was the last time we were in a super cycle? In the 2017. And guess what? That was the super cycle. That was the bull one where Donald Trump won the election. We're in that same time again. Donald Trump won the election, but the difference is he's more bullish on crypto than ever. I still believe that we will see a white swan event. I'm very excited, and I believe PulseChain is going to relive the early days of Solana, which, guys, frankly, we're seeing that already. We have Pumped Up Tires, which is created by Richard Heart, allegedly. But before further ado, I just want to say a big thank you to the YouTube members who are choosing to support my channel. Thank you very much. And to the highlighted comment here saying, inshallah, soon my PulseChain, PulseX, and Teddy Bear will make me retired sooner than later. Amen. I believe, as I always say in all my tweets and most of my videos, trust in the process. Believe in something, and most importantly, trust in God. Okay. But now going on to exciting news, we're going to cover, here is a tweet from Mr. Coins. PulseChain is regularly smashing 100 million plus in daily volume while not being listed on a single major centralized exchange. It's only a matter of time before Kraken, Binance, Coinbase want their share of the pie. But they will need to buy Pulse, PulseX, HEX, and INC from PulseX first, though. Which, again, this is obviously very, very bullish news. And, just a quick reminder that actually, because of the fact that PulseChain has the world's largest airdrop, I'm not going to explain more about that. Kraken wallets and Binance wallets and is it OKX wallets as well. They have millions of the P copies, like of PDAI, PSDT, PSTC. So matter of fact, we've already paid them. Like Richard Heart really thought about this. When you talk about 3D chess, this is what I mean. So all they need to do is just switch, like, when you go on MetaMask, switch the network to PulseChain, and they will see the millions of dollars ready for them. They can keep a cut, and then for the rest, that's their enlisting fee. Put the core tokens, which, by the way, I had a tweet here where I just wanted to talk about. I really believe, right, the whole time where people talk about how it's the core 4, which is PulseX, HEX, and IC. I actually believe now it's 7. I think it's fair to add PDAI, PWT, and EHEX to the core ecosystem, obviously because EHEX is legacy, HEX is not going to go anywhere, and it's a theory that Richard Heart might rotate some of the sacrifice funds into EHEX. Okay, we've seen away bags recently, which we're going to cover right now actually, staking $1 billion worth of HEX in EHEX for I think 7 days. Like, this shows that, hold on, there's activity behind the OA. We don't know if it's actually Richard Heart, right? And yeah, you can see here, this is the PulseChain PHEX, 77.7% is staked on Ethereum. 92.24% is now staked. Thanks to the OA, this as a result, reduces the T-share payout per day. Okay. So now if you scroll down, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. You can see here, it used to be around that 7 mark. Now it has drastically fallen down. This is called inflation happening, ladies and gentlemen, which is so sick. This is also what we've seen. If you missed my previous video talking about INC, the PulseX farms, what happened is that, we'll quickly show you guys right here actually. You can see here, inflation has now been cut to 0.1 INC per second. This used to be 1 INC per second. Like, this is not just similar to Bitcoin happening. Guys, this is equivalent to slightly more than 3 Bitcoin happenings in one go. And of course, as a result, it disincentivizes people to provide liquidity. And I'm going to talk more into this in the second video, where I have actually updated my price predictions about the Core 7. Okay? Again, stay tuned for that second video. It will be up within 24 hours. We're going to keep the focus here on HEX, because I'm very excited for this, man. Very, very excited. Why? Because in the recent news, the OA bags have actually been staking PHEX on PulseChain for 5 days. 4-5. Guys, you can see here from Dipcatcher, big shout out to him. The proposal is being fully implemented before our eyes, not fake giving us clues, instead real confirmed transactions driving rates down substantially. These stakes may in fact be too small for anyone to good accounting them, all which will permanently reduce inflation past the lifetime of the stakes. The curse has been lifted. HEX is so back. Very, very cool stuff. The next bullish thing I wanted to talk about is the HEX liquidity chart. Not a lot of people talk about this. Now you can see here the purple line shows the price and the white line shows the total amount of pooled PHEX. So this is the pooled PHEX available for people to buy from the liquidity pools. Now this has drastically reduced after the INC inflation rate cut. This also means, now you can see here the number, the latest number, guys, is 572 million. I believe it also shows it. Oh, it doesn't really show it here anymore. 572 million. That means that there's only a possibility of 570 million PHEX that can be bought from here on out. That's it. Think about the scarcity behind this, plus the fact that the inflation has been cut drastically. This is called supply and demand economics, guys. And Richard Heart has been talking a lot about this. I covered this as well many times. I'll show you guys in this tweet right here. I made this such a long time ago. You can see here the PulseChain sacrifice strategy. One of the strategies which literally happened now is liquidity removal. And you can see here, this is a quote from the website. In a recent sample, when HEX gained 2x against Pulse, we found that 7.17% LP removed. Around 3x gain, about 25% of the LP was removed. So obviously, as the price goes up, LP providers, they usually pull out a little bit, or obviously leave because of impermanent loss. And now the fact that Richard Heart basically forced them even more by slashing the inflation of INC by 10x, they're pulling out. And guys, again, what is liquidity? Liquidity is kind of like a double-edged sword, right? Of course, it's great for keeping the prices sustained or cushioned against people selling or people buying, which is a good thing, right? It reduces volatility. But the thicker the LP, the heavier it gets, the more capital is required for it to go up. Okay, so the fact that the LP is now being reduced, the token itself is lighter. It will require less capital now, exponentially less capital now for it to do that 100x. This is what makes both HEX and EHEX extremely bullish. We can scroll down and you can see the EHEX chart right here. You can see this. The EHEX price just had the biggest, like you can see a small blip of a bounce. But obviously the LP is not being touched because there's no PulseX farms for that. But the LP of EHEX either way is very, very little. We can see the charts right here. This is EHEX. I'm very bullish on this. And I actually started making videos about EHEX basically at the all-time low in the previous year around June, July. That's where I started talking about it a lot. You can see actually from the bottom, we're only up by, I guess down here, we're only up by, I'd say 2 or 3x really. So you're not late at all. Okay. And it's crazy because once we really pumped, we were actually as close as 75x away from all-time high of EHEX, the legacy HEX. But now we are 150x away from all-time high. We had a nice pump of 31%. Now, and you can see, by the way, look at the liquidity, 666. That's nothing compared to like PHEX liquidity, which obviously, if I go to here, we can quickly show that. You can see 17.4 million, 1.5 million. So yeah, this will substantially require more volume, which either way is good because you still want to have, it's like you have to strike a balance. You still want to have a thick LP so that you are attracting, or you're whale friendly. So now you can have a whale who can just buy in 100k, 200k clip, and he won't be hit with a slippage. So his order will be fulfilled efficiently. But yeah, you can look at the chart right now. We're doing really, really well. Looking at the volume profile, you can see the point of control. We have surpassed the volume, the point of control with a bullish signal, and as well keeping an eye on that volume right there. Usually the volume, ladies and gentlemen, is actually a precursor of what's about to happen. So the fact that we have a lot of green bars, histogram bars, as you can see down here, and this is kind of what happened before. You can see here a lot of green histogram bars that followed with a 1 to 2x. Absolutely amazing. I think once we break that 3-cent mark, it's going to be price discovery. Now, yes, we did touch 3-cent mark again. We're hit with the resistance, but do remember one of the, I guess, laws of technical analysis is that the more times you keep retesting that resistance layer, the weaker it gets. So hopefully the next time we hit that 3-cent, it's going to turn that resistance into a support, and we're going to be in price discovery. I'm very, very excited, guys. Like, this is the blue chips of PulseChain. Do not overlook them. I understand that there's a lot of shiny new objects. You might see some of them do 20 to 40x to 100x in a day, but these are high risk, high speculation. You're just not going to go in and dump 5k into that. It's not that confident, okay? So please manage your risk. Segment your long hold positions to your trading hand, which obviously should have a minor portfolio allocation compared to your larger holding. Okay. Remember, this is a tweet from, it was right here. Yeah, from CZ. And I've always talked about this. If you can't hold, you won't be rich. And now he just reminded us a few days ago, 4 years ago today, some things never change. Big shout out to CZ, man. And yeah, you can see also here, by the way, if we go to the PulseX, go to V1, we can compare the two charts. Like, look at this. We actually lost, or, LP was reduced over 100 million LP, guys, in just a few weeks. Look at this. We were at 374 million, and now we're down to 219 million compared to V2, which V2, you can see that it didn't have a big hit. Because actually, matter of fact, now that people are pulling away from their PulseX farms, they're more incentivized to go to V2 or just hold them liquid. So yeah, we can see right here, 86.17. One of the downsides of PulseX PulseX website is that it needs to load quick. So I'm gonna give it some time. I'm not gonna force it. Yeah, there you go. So you can see, yeah, it's only going up. Really, it's not being affected by V1 was the thickest LP you can see here. So a lot of bullish stuff, guys. I think this is a signal from Richard Heart telling us, hold on, like he's preparing us to rotate the sacrifice funds, which is 171,000 Ethereum, $450 million worth of that. Okay, so yeah, and a big shout here to a wild SJ here talking about how Hexaco is amazing. You have people like this who are creating a sustainable hub for learning, enabling local talents, so places where they can learn about DeFi, PulseChain HEX, absolutely crazy, where tech and nature meets. Like that's pretty cool, man. So here she says, this is one of the first community members I got to know who is doing what he can where he is to build Hexaco, be the change that you want to see. And I've always talked about this as well. Richard Heart says this, you know, he wants to make the world a better place. He wanted to make a better Bitcoin. Like it literally came from his heart. He's not doing this for money. He already retired from 2003, guys. You know what I mean? Like he was having a $60 million salary. Okay, he's not doing this. Yes, he is egotistical. Yes, he is doing this for legacy, but that's great. He loves the community. I believe, guys, one of his greatest achievements is not the technology that he made, which is Hex, which it was groundbreaking actually. It's actually the community that he's built right now. He's extremely proud, and I can tell, and I think the fact that we've seen him, you know, be engaged with Twitter a lot shows confidence in the SEC case being dismissed, shows confidence that he's in a safe place right now, away from the Interpol FUD, whatever. I've seen a lot of people talk about, oh, they're just waiting to catch him on an international airport. Like, that's so funny. He's probably out of Europe right now. I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know where he is. Okay. But yeah, pretty cool stuff, guys. Make sure to give my my Twitter a follow. I'm almost at 3,000 follow. Wow, only 2 from 3,000. So can you help me do that? I hope you guys had a great time looking at this video and learning more about Hex and EHEX, why they're both super bullish. Now with PHEX, by the way, if you guys didn't know, a 1000x from all-time low would be around the $3.5 mark, which we are away 188x. And from the $2 mark, which was my previous price prediction, I'd say around conservative price prediction. I think now things have changed. The fact that we are lighter liquidity, meaning easier to pump. Anyways, that $2 mark, we are 105x away. Absolutely crazy. I'm super excited, man. PulseChain is the best place to be. I've been holding my bags for over a year, and you know what? I'm very, very patient because I know 2025 is a beautiful time. I'm looking at, you know what I mean? Look at this. We have such great things waiting ahead of us. Just be patient. Remember, this is a believers only bull run. So believe in what you hold, trust in the process, trust in God. And of course, if you want to support me, you can become a YouTube member, have access to my part 5 so far in the series about the psychology of the market cycle, where you get to learn and leverage from my thousands of hours that I've spent during the bull run, during the bear market and the previous bull run, learning about crypto. But yeah, we're going to end it there. I hope you guys have a great day and take care.